Hello goblins, it's Chris, Eldritch Pipes. I was holding out on doing more whiskey videos because I liked the format of doing them with a friend. I thought it made a nice distinction between the pipe videos and the whiskey videos. But it looks like if I hold out until the current situation is over, it'll be a long time before I do a whiskey video. And I didn't like that idea. So, we're just going to carry on. And when I can finally have friends and other tasters around, then all the better. So, today, we're going to be tasting Caol Ila. Yeah, I'm waiting for the pronunciation police to pounce on me for that. But anyway, if you like your Islay whiskies, you cannot ignore Caol Ila. And I thought it would be really interesting to do a side-by-side comparison of the 12 and the 18. Because memory is a terrible thing, and tasting a 12 one day and tasting an 18 another day, you might think you've got a good idea, but you probably don't have as good idea as you hoped. So, first up, Caol Ila 12. Now I tried to find out some information about how they cask these, and I couldn't find anything. So, we'll see if we can tell. I don't know if you've noticed, but it has almost the same bottle shape. In fact, it is the same bottle shape as the Lagavulin, which primarily comes as 16 years. And I don't know if it's just visual suggestion, but to me, there is quite a lot of similarity between Lagavulin and Caol Ila. Overall, I like Lagavulin over Caol Ila. But so it's a 12. It's well coloured. There's a lot going on there. It's sweet. The nose is really sweet and really sort of mid-range peaty. This is not going to blow your socks off. This is bottled actually at 43%, which is okay. It's got a real funk to it. And quite a lot of citrus as well. Let's have a taste. It really is a super sweet whiskey. The peat is there with no doubt whatsoever. But it is the sweetness that hits you first, I think. And there's a real lemony, fruitiness to it. It's really clean. No bitterness. Lovely. It really is such a vibrant whiskey. It really just bounces about. All right. So, next up is the 18. On the 15, I was trying to see if I could tell what cask it might have been matured in. I couldn't detect any sherry notes in there. So if it has been matured in a sherry cask, that's passed me by. I didn't detect it. You know, it didn't have that kind of musty, stewed fruit that sherry gives things. Okay. Okay, so that's way darker. The sweetness is still there, but now it's like a molasses. Like a treacle. You know, it's a dark sugar. The kind of... This is also bottled at 43%, but the alcohol is less present. There's a real... The 12 had a real alcohol presence. Oh, and there's that funk is still there though, but it's kind of like died down into the background. It's kind of like, when I say that funk, it's almost like a kind of it sounds weird, but like a banana. And I would say the sweetness and the peat kind of hit you at the same time. All right. Okay. So, that's flavour-wise, the sweetness still hits you first, but the peat comes in straight away after that. And it's a real bonfire toffee apple affair, kind of stepping on Ardbeg territory a little bit. And it's that funk is really curious. It's like a sweet and savoury balance going on. that kind of, that banana element. It's like in the background. It's kind of like supporting everything. It's kind of like, I don't know how to describe it actually. It is delicious. Now, is the 18 better than the 12? Actually, it is. It's more interesting. I mean, I'll be honest. I like them both. I'm glad I've got both. The difference between them is kind of a matter of degrees, which sounds obvious, I know. But quite often you don't get to taste apples with apples, if you know what I mean. It's like the Dalmore, the 12 and the 15 are different blends. The 12 is 50-50 bourbon and sherry, and the 15 is all sherry. Whereas this, okay, they come from different casks, but it's the same whiskey style, just at different ages. Very interesting. Sometimes you do wonder, you know, those extra years, are they worth it? Like Lagavulin, that always goes to 16, nearly always, unless they do special bottlings. You're going, does it have to be 16? Is there something about 16 with that whiskey? And you can definitely tell. You can, between the different expressions, you can tell. Actually, slightly surprised. I didn't think there would be as much difference between the two as I've discovered, because I've never drunk them back to back before. And I'd always wondered, was the extra pennies worth it for the 18? I kind of think it is, actually. All right. Fascinating dive into Caol Ila. And I've got one other Caol Ila that's completely different to these two. I'll probably bring that out at another point. But until then, we've got a double episode of Charles Dexter Ward coming on Monday. That's episodes 7 and 8 back to back. So join me then if you can. Till then, take it easy. See you soon. Ta-da.